Do. Thanks for doing what y'all do. Yo, Thursday here on the Tim Black Show. We are live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. It looks good on you. I want to say what's up to the Tim Black Wolfpack. Tim Black Wolfpack in the house. What's up, y'all? What's up? Give it up for that. Yeah. Yo, we are doing what we do here on the Tim Black Show. Man, I got people that stay in my corner, man. That's what it is, man. I got people that support the show. They come through. They're known as the Tim Black Wolfpack. They're known as the Tim Black VIP Club. Yo, so give it up for those people, man, that do what they do, man. Let me put them on the screen real quick. These people are something else, man. I tell you. So thank you, guys. Thank you for coming back to this show. Our goal today is 400 likes. Can we get to 400 likes on a Thursday? I think Thursday is kind of a middle of the road day, you know. Some people don't go to work on Friday because they got a great schedule. And so they might be up. So maybe we'll cut some people today, you know. Hit the like button. Let us know. Let them know that you're watching the Tim Black Show. This is for the algorithm. This ain't for my pride. This ain't for no ego. This is to let the algorithm know, hey, Tim Black Show is pretty good. Share it with more people. Let more people know what the brother's doing and all that good stuff, man. That's how it helps, man. Everybody can't give. Everybody can't buy a dope-ass T-shirt like this one, you know. Well, they probably could. They just choose not to. You know, to be honest, you know, it's $15, you know. Man, I'm just being honest, you know, they can do it, they just don't want to do it. But everybody can hit share. You know, unless you're scared, you don't want your friends to know. I was watching Tim Black. I was watching them, and I was scared because they not gonna like me no more. Because that man he be talking bold stuff when he be talking. He don't fit in with the Democrats or the Republicans. Yeah, man. So it is what it is, man. But I want to thank people that support the channel, man. We got stuff going on. Tonight's gonna be a hot night, man. Let me make an announcement, man. You know, I forgot I had this service. Mrs. Black reminded me like a couple weeks ago. Go to asktimblack.com. Asktimblack.com and leave a message for the world. Okay, so go to asktimblack.com, and if you got a topic you want to comment, you got something you want to say. We used to have a phone line. We used to do phone calls on this show. This is the next best thing, is you can call up and leave a message for the show, and I'll play it live on the air. So if you got something you want to say, or if you want to add to something, if you got something you want to talk about, an opinion you want to drop, you know, leave a message and maybe I'll play it on the air. I can't guarantee it because I'm going to screen these suckers. You ain't going to get me kicked off my show, but I will play it. I'm not going to modify your message. You know, I'm going to play your message. So if I play it, I'm going to play it. Once again, go to Ask Tim Black. AskTimBlack.com, people. Make that happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. Yo, man. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack by going to jointimblack.com. Jointimblack.com. Tonight we got some topics, man. I think we got some good stuff. Yeah, you know, Democrats censored. Ayana Presley versus GOP. Elon Musk urges Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin. Oh, man, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, Johnson. Ooh, we're going to have a good one. It's going to be hot, man. Yo, You know what I'm saying? This is good. I love controversy. Yeah, I like it controversial because that's when we separate the real ones from the fake ones. We separate the real from the fake when we got controversial topics like this. You know, that's when the real person come out. I like that. So we're going to talk about a number of things, man. We're going to get down to it, man. Jumping in real quick, man. Who's over here? Who's in the house, man? We got M. Sparks in the house. Thank you, M. Sparks. Thanks for doing what you do. Thanks for doing what you do. Black Mamba. Black Mamba. Hey, hey. Black Mamba. Hey, hey. Robert Dalton. 8 stacks up in his joint. Faith speaks. I'm getting my lips back, Johnson. I'm enunciating a little bit better, man, since my health issue has subsided. Rude boy up in this joint. Valerie, welcome back, Votarista. D. Harris, undisputed Votarista Wagi. Matt. Yo, I'm just scrolling, man. Funny face. Funny face. What up? DM Walker's in the house. Elizabeth Lunny is in the house. Africa is King is in the house. We got the crew coming through, man. You best believe it, y'all. You best believe it. That's what's up. Oh, I had to wash my mug, man. So, get a Tim Black Wolfpack mug, man. Tim Black Legacy mug. It's for sale. $20 to your door. Go to timblackmug.com. Timblackmug.com. Get your mug. Get your mug on. Get your mug on. Hey, all right. We good. Okay, guys. Let's get cracking, man. Let's get off into this show. Y'all ready? So check this out, guys. God, I feel like I got a serious echo going. Do I got a serious echo going or what? I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just cleared up, man. I'm clearing up, Johnson. I feel like my bass is booming over this joint. Wow, what's happening, man? Everything seems like it's resonating. Like, it's crazy. What is up, people? What's up? All right, now check this out, guys. I'm going to jump off the cliff here. Let's get started with this. Okay, so we covered this last night, fam. Last night we covered what happened during the State of the Union address with Donald Trump, Representative Al Green. He showed his, he showed his entire backside. You know what I'm saying? He showed his entire backside. And look, man, Democrats and Republicans always doing some craziness. I'm not even on that respectability politics type thing, but it just seemed tired. It seems tired, right? So Representative Al Green, he had to get thrown out. He couldn't just leave. He had to wait till he got thrown out of the State of the Union address. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everything's a show. They're putting on a theatrical event. Democrats are just trying to do whatever they can to remain relevant, to try to show constituents, we have been here. Look at us. Look what we doing. I'm surprised Al didn't start breakdancing. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. My name Al Green. I'm a Democrat. See, I can do stuff. We can't pass no legislation. And we can't stop Trump from doing anything Trump want to do. But I can do this. I can do this. Look, see? I can do this all day, though. When's the last time you see a 75-year-old congressman do this? Look at this. See what I'm saying? Look at this. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So Representative Al Green, man, he's up there. He got kicked out, and he was copping a plea. Now, first, initially, when they first went at him, when he first got kicked out that night, he was like, "Look, man, hey, I got kicked out. I was standing up. I was standing on business. I got kicked out, and anything they decided to do about it, I'm fine with it. You know what I'm saying? I had to do what I had to do. I had to stand up for my constituents. I'm standing up for Medicaid." Now, later on the show, I'm going to talk about this standing up for Medicaid and Medicare stuff that the Democrats are talking about. I'm going to get to that because I'm tired of the misinformation. I'm tired of this BS being allowed to persist on the airwaves. But initially, he was like, "Look, man, I did what I did, and whatever happens, happens." Unlike Jamal Bowman, who pulled the fire alarm, Al Green was standing on business. He was like, "Yeah, I did what I did. I'm too old to run. And I got kicked out, and it is what it is. Do what you will, Your Highness." Why this tune changed today? Yeah, why is tune changed today? Why today Al Green act like he a slave that just got beat by Massa? And his skin all broken up. Yeah, why today he act like he got took behind a woodshed? Why today he act like a martyr? You know what I'm saying? Why today, when he gets censored by Congress, him and all the Democratic Party want to act like, "Woe is me." Why they putting on the airs like that, man? Why they pretending like he just got drawn and quartered? Why he pretending that he just got crucified? You know what I'm saying? He got censored by Congress. Folks, look at this display of the Democratic Party. Look at this. This is Congress today, right after Al Green spoke.
By its adoption of House Resolution 189, the House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured. By its adoption of House Resolution 189, the House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured, that Representative Al Green forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and that Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. The House had come to order. The House had come to order.
Yeah, I don't know what hymn they were singing, but because y'all hear the hymn that they were singing, somebody shut out the name of the hymn that the Democrats started singing in unison. What song was that they were singing, y'all? Could anybody pick out the hymn? I know it's a religious song, but I can't remember the name of it. I think it'd be good to name the name of the song. What song is this? Hawkins,
the House has come to order. The House has come to order.
MSC says we shall overcome. Okay, so get this right, guys. The Democratic Party felt so chastised that they were singing "We Shall Overcome." You understand what I'm saying? They felt a need to sing "We Shall Overcome" over Al Green getting censored for doing something he knew was going to get him thrown out, stopping the President of the United States from conducting his speech. He was asked 1, 2, 3, I think 4 times to stop. He kept going to the point they had to throw him. They even said, "Look, if you don't stop, we're going to throw you out." He went again. So he knew he was going to get thrown out. That same day when he got thrown out, the same night, he was like, whatever y'all decide is good with me. Then when it's time to get censored, they sing Negro Spiritual. Well, they sing We Shall Overcome. I don't even know if that's a Negro Spiritual. But you understand what I'm saying? This is what they do to black people, man. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't the Pettis Bridge. This ain't the Little Rock, Arkansas, Little Rock 5. You know, this ain't a situation that calls for such. You understand what I'm saying?
What's that? You want to let him keep doing this, or totally fair?
The House to come to order. Clear the well, please. Clear the well. The House has to continue its business.
Look, this is what I'm talking about with the Democrats, man. I want to make sure you and I see eye to eye. What I'm trying to tell you is that the Democratic Party is a very disrespectful party. That's what it is. They make a mountain out of a molehill. They make a gum factory out of one stick of gum. You understand what I'm saying? Folks, getting censored is nothing. Okay? It's not even a demerit. Okay? Let me explain to you what a censor is. Getting censored in Congress is a public expression of disapproval. It's like this. You are censored, buddy. Yeah, what you did was bad. All right, see y'all later. Hold on. That's it. That's what getting censored is. Okay? It's not even getting written up. Okay? You were elected to Congress. Censoring does nothing. Okay? Does nothing to you. Here's the move from the chamber during Trump's speech. The resolution labeled as conduct a breach of proper conduct. He was required to stand in the House while the resolution was read aloud. They sang We Shall Overcome. And that was it. That's all. Nothing happens. So what I'm saying, folks, the Democratic Party, they put on a fake display for a fake protest. You know what I'm saying? A fake party put on a fake protest. And then when they got fake punished, they fake like they are hurt. They fake like this is a civil rights moment and they are uprising against the Klan, against the neo-Nazis, against white supremacy, against the destruction of the nuclear family. Like they are fighting against, like it's Cain and Abel. Like it's Jesus versus Satan the devil. You understand what I'm saying? All this is BS. But you see what they do? They go right to something black to try to make this about that. It's not about that. This dude, Mr. Green, Representative Green said yesterday, he said, anything that comes out of this, it's on me. I knew what I was doing. I did it proudly. Do what you want. And then when it's time for this, oh Lord, everybody fall out like Fred Sanford. Like Fred Sanford had a heart attack every show. That's the Democratic Party. Every show, everything that happens, they have a damn heart attack, a fake heart attack. Every time it's time for Fred to pick something up, my arthritis, I can't. My arthritis, son, I can't do it. I would help, but I got arthritis. I would do something around here. I would try to pass a bill. But you see, I got arthritis. My arthritis, my gout reacting up. See my gout? This is how my gout get. The goal of this channel was to get black people out of the burning house known as the Democratic Party. That is my mission. You may not agree with my mission, but that is my mission. I'm fully transparent. I think it's time for Black America to take back its independence from this corrupt, BS, hypocritical, one-sided ass party. I didn't say go become a Republican. I say becoming independent, free to make your own calls, free to go with whoever has the best deal at the time. Be an independent shopper, baby. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make anybody become Republican. I'm trying to get my people out of the Democratic Party because they are phonies and fakes and frauds, okay? We got a fake representative doing a fake protest who gets thrown out, then fakes like he's a victim of his own protest. And then the whole crew wants to sing, "We Shall Overcome." Folks, no, we need to overcome. Us, the people, need to overcome this BS, the BS of being Democratic Party tokens. We need to overcome. We need to overcome the obstacles that are laid in front of us that make us feel that if you ain't a Democrat, you ain't worthy. We need to overcome the knee-jerk reaction that anything other than being a Democrat is a way for Black people to be. We need to overcome the peer pressure, the stupidity, the propaganda of our corporate media that tells Black people you got to stay attached to a party. They don't do nothing but use you up and spit you out. Hit the like button, guys. Is this making any sense to you? And I want one thing I want to add because I feel I'm personally insulted by this nonsense, man. I got people that I know mean well who just don't read. I got people I know who are good in heart who just miss the point. They mean well. You may be watching the show and you mean well, but I want you to understand. I know things about this party you don't know. I'm going to share something with you that I discovered a few days ago. Do you know, if I told you that Black Americans, if I could prove to you that Black Americans have moved less than 0.2% per year since voting 95% for the Democratic Party, would you then question me on what I'm doing? Would you then understand? If I can prove to you, I can give you one stat that shows you that the Democratic Party has not helped Black people in a very important way. And I don't mean people being nice to you, people giving you the DEI salute. I don't mean Harriet Tubman on a $50 bill or Juneteenth. I don't mean that. I don't mean Hip Hop Day in New York. I mean something tangible. If I can prove to you that 70 years of voting 90% for Democrats basically has yielded us nothing at a very measurable stat, would you then understand? And for the people that agree with me, or the people that sit on the fence, if I can prove that to you in one stat, would you consider not only becoming a member of the Tim Black Show, but changing your solidarity with that party? If I can prove it to you. Only if I can prove it to you. Folks, in 1970, 41.4% of Black Americans own their own homes. 1970. Around that same time, over 70% of white Americans own their own homes. After voting for the Democrats nonstop at a clip of at least 90% for the next 54 years, 55 years. What do you think? Where do you think we sit now in home ownership? 44.4. Where do white Americans sit? still above 70. When I tell you, it does us no good, no good. If we're going to stay with somebody, no matter how they treat us, why do they have any incentive to treat us any better than they've been treating us? If you ain't going to go no matter how many times she don't come home, if you ain't going to move on when he stands you up, time after time after time, why should he stop standing you up? Why should she come home if you ain't gonna never kick her ass out? If she can always keep coming back. The Democratic Party, Black America folks, the Democratic Party has not lived up to its promise to you. I don't know, I haven't done the math on what exactly that is, but 3% improvement in over 50 years is unacceptable. You realize Latino Americans didn't start coming into the country until the 1965. They changed the law that really allowed immigration to happen. You know, Latino Americans have a higher percentage of home ownership than Black Americans. Do you care? Probably don't care. I understand. You want to help everybody. All right, guys, let's move on. At some point, that's one stat. Go fact check it. I fact checked it several places. It's solid. If we continue to do the same thing, we're going to continue to get the same result. If that doesn't anger you, inspire you, motivate you, shake you out of your stupor, I don't know what will. Like I said, we ain't talking about a holiday. We ain't talking about put us in your history book. I said home ownership. Home ownership is the gateway drug to stability for any family in the United States. And if we are denied that, if we cannot excel at that, we're gonna have a hard time in this country. Okay. Most wealth of the Black people that have anything, the baby boomers that have wealth, their money's in their homes. I'm gonna stop there. That's it. Let's keep going on with the news. I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is. I just thought I'd share with you because obviously, if you've been talking shit, right? If you've been saying Tim Black, he's focused on the wrong things. No, you're focused on the wrong things. If you ain't focused on home ownership for Black people that worked in this country, who built this country for free against their will, if that's not important, if that don't tell you something that ain't working for us, like, I don't know. Sometimes it just bothers me, man. It just bothers me that why aren't all the Black congressional caucus talking about it? I just told you this. Some of you didn't know it, okay? I'm betting a lot of people didn't know it. Why isn't the Congressional Black Caucus talking about it? Everybody cried when Joy Reid lost her job. Why wasn't Joy Reid talking about the lack of home ownership in the Black community? Howard has only moved 3 points since 1970. Why wasn't she talking about that? When Don Lemon lost his gig, I saw a lot of y'all upset. Why wasn't Don Lemon talking about this since he ride for us, right? Why wasn't he talking about this? Jasmine Crockett, you know how many people hit me today? Oh, Tim, you just keep picking on this sister. Why hasn't Jasmine Crockett been talking about these numbers that I'm talking about? I mean, I'm a one-man show. I mean, she's got a whole office of people. The women that was dancing in that recent Kendrick Lamar video she put out, those people work for her. She got people that she could say, hey, you do this and you do that. And then she a person and she does stuff. So she got people. She got a staff. And she don't pay them out her pocket. It's paid for by the government. Said she hired. I don't have that. And I'm giving you stats, things that matter. And she's not. And you got her back and you don't have my fucking back. I got to beg you to pick up a t-shirt. I got to talk to you. I got to basically moonwalk to get you to share this show. And I'm talking about you owning homes. I'm just saying. I just want you to see it from my point of view. These people get bigged up. They ain't done shit for you. The people that do, that provide the vital information, what do we get? What do we get? Think about it. Think about that. Think about the uphill battle. Now, though all of you watching, you just heard an irrefutable fact. Now what you got to say? Will it change anything in your thought process? Like I said, this ain't about women's bathroom. Can men play in women's sport? Nah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about home ownership. That's what I'm talking about. I just told you. We moved 3% in 50 years. Does that change your attitude now? Huh? I just told you, new immigrants to this country have a higher percentage of homeownership than us. I just told you that. Does that change your fucking opinion, sir? Does that change your DM, ma'am? Your bullshit comment on X or Facebook? Huh? I was wondering. Got some apologies you want to make? Maybe you want to change your comment now? Does this reframe the discussion for you? All that ass kissing you do for Joy Reid, Don Lemon, Jasmine Crockett, does it make you want to rethink it, any of it? What about your love for Biden? I mean, Biden, he was in Congress. He was in D.C. for 12 years. That shit moved 0.5% maybe since he was there. But see, if we only would have got him elected again, he would have did it all. All right, I'm going to move on, man. Because, see, I get angry, man, and I don't need to get angry. Doctor said I got too much stress. I ain't going to let y'all kill me. I ain't gonna let y'all kill me. It's all good. I'll be like Candace Owens, just laugh this shit off. Just go do what I do. Cause it is what it be. Like Roland. Why ain't Roland talking about this? I've been doing this for 40 years. I work for the Chicago Defender. Why aren't you talking about the fact that black people have voted for the Democrats for 50 years and we moved 4 percentage points? Less than 4. 3 percentage points in home ownership in those 50 years. Why aren't you talking about that, Roland? Then watch you stop blaming Republicans. We gonna move on? We good? I just figure I make a point that's something tangible, because some of this stuff, we get caught up, we talking about stuff, social justice, like wage issues, things about basketball, who used the bathroom, and English as a first language and all this stuff. Those are small issues in comparison to what I'm talking about right now. And I think it's important that we have clear eyes and understand what we're up against, what we're really dealing with. And that's why I tell you, man, we got to be built for this. We got to be built for it. We got to be built for it. And Um, it's real talk. All right, let's move on, guys. I don't mean to make the whole show about that. Let me come out, Johnson. See, I need not to care. Just pick up my money. Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's what the media people do. They just do it, but they say a bunch of things, get you upset, get you angry, and then look at the traffic, run around, and they just pick up their money. And I just can't do that. I actually care about this stuff. I care about us. Somebody got to. Lord knows Jim Clyburn don't. Lord knows Cory Booker don't. Lord knows Maxine Waters don't. They just gonna get theirs. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest and be real. I think some people do care. But I think there's a system that's in place that is very dangerous to care at the end of the day, and it will take everything from you if you care too much. Dr. Musa Abdullah, when he came on the show recently, we were talking. That's something we were talking about because everyone cannot be a rotten person. It's too prevalent. It's too prevalent to be just a human frailty. You understand what I'm saying? Like something that's going on. We know what that is, right? We know. So that's all. I love y'all, man. Let's be honest. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on, man. And this is something Ayana Presley, the representative out of Boston, she got into it with a congressperson during session. And I want to play it for you. I forget exactly what it's about, but it got very spicy. Let's take a look at Ayanna Pressley and let's see what happened.
Chair recognizes
Mr. Chairman, I have unanimous consent request. Mr. Chairman, I have unanimous consent request.
Proceed.
I'd like to seek unanimous consent to enter into the record this article, and I'll do this as a survivor of sexual violence myself. This is from Courts, March 2018.
Without objection, so ordered.
Data from Texas shows that U.S.-born...
Without objection, so ordered. We've put it in the record.
I haven't entered it.
You have what?
Mr. Chair, can I have several articles. I need to enter them. Let me just go ahead with what the articles are. What they speak to.
What's the next article?
Let me proceed. Data from Texas shows that U.S.-born Americans commit more rape and murder than immigrants.
Listen, this trend of you all trying to get thrown out of committee so you can get on MSNBC is going to end. We're not going to put up with it.
This is my procedural right as a member of this committee.
You can go with Mr. Frost and Mr. Green.
I'm reclaiming my time.
That's what you want. No. Ms. Presley, I have been very accommodating to you. Mr. Subrignon,
and I take particular umbrage as a survivor of sexual violence. I will enter into the record. This is my right. Thank you.
No. It is Mr. Subrignon.
Mr. Chair?
No, you know the process of unanimous consent. You are not recognized.
I have several articles to enter into the record.
Mr. Subrignon, if you don't go, we're going to recognize Mr. Timmons.
What the hell just happened? What happened here? It sounds like, from what I recall. Now I remember the concept, the pretense what happened here. The context of it is they're talking about immigration. Okay, we're talking about immigration, and there's a point she wants to make that Americans commit more rapes, drop the G, okay, more assaults of a personal nature on one's on a person's personhood, that American citizens do more of that than immigrants. And that's the point she's trying to make. She's trying to make that point. And she says, I'm a victim, I'm a survivor of assault in that fashion. And I want to make this point because it's important. This is something that Ayana Presley, it's a good point to make, I guess, for her. I remember when I first understood who she was, it was back in 2015 or so. She was having a similar conversation with someone, and it was a man she was talking to, and they disagreed. And she said, I remember her famously saying, don't try to mansplain to me something. And it was like just out of left field. It just felt like she was prone to being the type of person that want to pull that out. You know, I'm a woman, so you can't tell me nothing about this or about that. And I get it. Like, I can't tell you probably anything about being a woman, but I can tell you that don't nobody care that you say that there are more of these assaults by immigrants if your daughter or your wife or your son is assaulted by somebody who ain't even supposed to be in the country. You're gonna be living, you're gonna be even more angry because they're not even supposed to be in here. But see, the Democrats want to defend illegal activity, but I never seen Democrats defending illegal activity when brothers and sisters be sitting and cooling their heels in the local and county jails. I mean, you know, unless it's an uprising due to some shit they done fabricated in the news to make it larger than life or whatever. That's another discussion. But what I'm saying is, the Democrats are going to jump out the gym every time about this immigration issue. I don't think they're jumping out the gym about it because they mean us well. I think they're doing it just for votes. How in the world could more immigrants commit more assaults when the number of U.S. citizens versus the number of undocumented immigrants, not just immigrants, undocumented immigrants. I'm sorry. I meant undocumented, okay? But the number of U.S. citizens compared to undocumented people is like staggeringly different. So how could you even make the comparison? I would also submit, yeah, I can understand if you're undocumented, you're probably trying to keep your head down. You don't want no trouble. You're probably more law-abiding for a lot of reasons. The only problem is the sheer virtue of you being here is breaking a law. So it's a lose-lose situation. You know, the argument's a lose-lose situation. I would never tell somebody because that if you get hurt by a citizen or if you get hurt by an undocumented person, it doesn't matter who did it actually. It matters that it was done. And I think it's a particular anger a family member would feel about their loved one being taken away by somebody who wasn't even supposed to be in the country. It's like if that makes any sense. And I know there are people that are going to say that is xenophobic. I don't care what you say. I don't think you're being real. I think when people are hurt by something like that touches your real life, you'll be a different person. You won't be talking this nonsense. It won't be theoretical. It won't be symbolic. So anyway, look, I don't have a problem pointing out the stats, but it just seems like things with Democrats, Republicans are getting real chippy. Like they're really, and this is what happens when one party is totally out of power. I don't think I paid that much attention to the frustration level that the Democrats are under until this cycle, man. It's crazy. They are losing their minds. They're losing their minds. These are the people governing our country. These are the people that are in charge. People that can't even do their own proceedings with any type of, civility, any type of order, any type of whatever. It's just jump out the gym time for both of them. But like I said, I don't care who it is. If somebody put their hands on my child, I'm not going to be happy it's a citizen. So I don't even know. I don't understand the point. But I'm guessing I don't have enough context for her full point. Nobody should be demonized. But if these Democrats don't wake up and smell the coffee and realize most Americans, not Democrats, most people don't give a damn. They want safety. They want money to raise their families, the ability to do so in an environment that is conducive to producing a family. They don't want all this extra nonsense and all this extra virtual signaling. That doesn't benefit people. And when I'm looking at the stats, I'm looking at the polls, the Republicans are more on the right side of where people's minds are at. And that's why Trump is in office now, because Democrats are stuck on stupid. Trump got more Latino vote, not less Latino vote, saying he will be hard on immigration, not softer. But the Democrats are staying the course on what is not working and then losing and then swinging wildly at the air. And I don't get it. Once upon a time in hip hop, the auto-tune was all the rage. And then the auto-tune went away. Now, you put out an auto-tune song if you want to, ain't nobody gonna buy it. You can get mad and say everybody dumb because they don't like auto-tune no more. But guess what? You're gonna be the only one listening to it, Jack. And that's the Democratic Party. All right, folks. Hit the like button, man. We need to get some likes. So I got the thing still going. Hit the like button, people. Let people know you're watching the Tim Black Show. Let's get out of that. I don't know. That's just too much. It's too much. Yeah, that's too much. Too crazy. They tripping, y'all. They tripping. Okay, so next story. I've been hearing a lot of talk about this one. I want to address this one. Bernie Sanders put this video out, and, it is what it is. Bernie Sanders makes some comments. It's not new comments. I've heard other people make them, and I want to address this. I want to address this topic. Bernie's going to talk about cuts to services, cuts to Social Security, cuts to Medicaid, cuts to Medicare, cuts. More cuts than cold cuts, cuts to motto, cuts. Let's see. What is Bernie talking about?
Trump and Elon Musk, the wealthiest man in the world, they are feverishly running all over Capitol Hill right now, trying to cut programs that working people desperately need. That means Social Security, it means Medicaid, it means the Veterans Administration, it means public education. I'll tell you what else it means. They want massive cuts to nutrition programs for children. Now you tell me, in what universe, in what world, in what religion is it morally acceptable to cut programs for hungry children in order to reward the wealthy?
Now, this is something I've been hearing a lot of people talk about, Johnson, and I think it's time we put a little bit of reality check on this because it's got legs. And I was like, I know that there are people that are sitting at home, they hear this, and they don't know what to believe. Some just believe it because it's Bernie talking and it's whatever other Democrat person they might listen to talking. And all of them are saying that Trump and Elon Musk are cutting all these services. And oh my God. And I thought about it. I said, my mom, she probably hears this stuff. What does she think, It impacts people when they hear this type of stuff. This fear-mongering, right? And I said, what is the reality? Is that what's going on? Should people be concerned? Should people be, shaking and shivering? Should they have high anxiety? Should they be stressed the hell out? Because they're talking about cutting everything. Well, folks, let me clear this up for you. There have been no cuts announced to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, veterans, or any of these other services that Bernie and the rest of them are talking about. There has been no announcements of any specific cuts to any of these programs. Does that mean Trump may change his mind and try to do it? It could happen. He could change his mind. He ran on and said multiple times, there will be no cuts to Social Security. There will be no cuts to Medicare. There will be no cuts to Medicaid. There will be no cuts to our beautiful veterans. Oh, our beautiful veterans. So, Tim Black, why do people keep saying it, Tim? If it's true, if what you're saying is true, Tim, why is Bernie saying it? And why is Roland saying it? And why is this person saying it? Why is Van Jones saying it? Why are all these people saying it, Tim, if it ain't true? Because they got nothing else to say. Because that's all they have left is fear. All they can do now is try to scare your ass. They don't have any power to stop anything that happens. And all they got left is fear. But I'm gonna go further than the Democrats go. Okay, so this is why there's even room to make it, this claim. This is why Bernie's okay to make the claim. He's not okay to make the claim. He's not okay to make the claim because he's not being honest. Not fully. But when it comes to politics, he can make the claim because most of politics is full of a bunch of people not being honest. Okay? So that's par for the course. The Democrats have not cornered the market, though I'd like to say they're horrible. I believe they're the worst party, but only because they lie to black people so damn much. That's why. In that 50 years of stagnation with this party is why I say they're the worst party. That's my grounds. Feel as you want to feel. But this is why he can get away with that statement in the political realm. Because Donald Trump said, he signaled, there's a budget. There's a budget. Trump endorsed a House Republican budget resolution on February 25th, 2025, which passed narrowly. The resolution included a framework to cut $2 trillion from federal programs over the next decade to offset $4.5 trillion in tax cuts, additional spending, border security, and defense. Okay? So since Trump endorsed the House Republican budget resolution that said they're going to cut the proposal, the resolution includes a framework to cut $2 trillion from federal programs. What the Democrats have been doing, they've been running around saying, he's going to cut all these programs. All these programs getting cut. Get it? Supporters say, hey, he's not going to cut services of the programs. He's going to cut the fraud, the waste, and the corruption. Okay? Not benefits. And that the Medicaid budget or Social Security budget, all these budgets haven't been released yet. So what are you even talking about? So they're preemptively saying he said he signed on to this proposal, so that means he's gonna cut everything, and all of this is gonna come out to kids' money. It's gonna come out of veterans. Veterans gonna receive it on the street. All the vets gonna be homeless. Kids gonna be eating out of trash cans. You ain't gonna be able to get your meals on wheels. No evidence. That's why they can't tell you how much, because it hasn't happened. Experts estimate fraud in Medicaid is significant, but far below $880 billion. Okay, which is some amount. So here's the deal. Trump is going to have to speak to this at some point. And at some point in their budget, they're going to have to make some decisions. Same thing with Medicaid. The same thing with the cancer treatment. This came up big with the cancer treatment. For instance, there were people saying, we're not booing a young man. We're not booing DJ Daniels. And we love him. We feel for him. But you can't say you care about DJ Daniels, the young boy who got the Secret Service badge at the State of the Union address, who's surviving cancer, because Trump's going to cut cancer research. Trump never said he was cutting cancer research. What Trump was saying is they're going to cut money given to the NIH, which funds cancer research. Is part of what they do. They also do a lot of other stuff too. They don't just have a cancer research budget and that's it. They got travel budget, food budget, airplane first class budget, throwing Christmas party budget. They got a salary budget. They got a lot of budgets that don't include, does that say this goes to solving cancer? No, they got an entire budget. So here's the thing. The Democratic Party are doing their best to scare the shit out of everyone because they're out of power. And they're saying, if you make cuts, it's going to be cutting the services. Why come the cuts couldn't be to the salaries of the bigwigs? Why come that couldn't be the cuts? Like, if I ran an agency that helped feed people, and let's say I had a nonprofit, and we got $1 million that we need in order to operate. Let's say that budget got cut to $800,000. Why come I couldn't cut the leases to the vehicles that we had? Or renegotiated some contracts with some of the expenses, or got rid of some of the overhead? I don't have to say, I'm just going to stop feeding people. I could cut the other things that are involved in the cost that make that $1 million and lower the cost, so we do the same amount of work, but we lower how much we spend in operating expenses. But see, that requires too much thinking. You understand what I'm saying? It requires people to think too much. It requires Democrats to be honest and say, oh yeah, that's true. You probably could reduce things other than cancer research, or you could probably reduce things other than Meals on Wheels, or you probably could reduce things other than medication for elderly folks, right? That's probably something else. That's not the only expense that Medicaid has. It's just that there's research, there's marketing, there's all types of logistics and all types of stuff that are expenses in the budget, besides the cancer research, besides the food, besides whatever the prime objective is, supposedly, for that agency. Once again, I feel that the Democratic Party are doing their best to scare people. And what else can they do? There's nothing else they have left. They have to have a way to raise money. They have to come up with something. I don't know if people realize this or not, but a lot of older people voted for Trump. And if Trump cut Social Security, the Republican Party, if they cut Social Security to the point where they are taking money out of seniors' pockets, that would be a big problem. I don't know if you think I don't think Trump or any Republican would survive that with the older demographic, which typically votes Republican. I know it's crazy, but people need to realize that. Most older people vote Republican. So here's the deal. It is disrespectful, it is also dangerous, and it adds to the anxiety level of Americans every day, what goes on with this politics. And this is why people don't even want to cover politics or don't want to watch politics and just try to ignore it because they never know what to believe or what to think. Yes, when Trump agreed to this, when he gave his approval, when he endorsed the House Republican budget resolution, that said over the next 4 or 5 years, they're going to cut this amount of money from federal programs. One could try to infer this, but it does not make it so. I'm not defending Trump. I'm not defending that statement. I don't know what exactly, but what I am saying is I think it is wrong to gaslight America into thinking we're going to take away my mother's Social Security when that's not what's been said. In fact, the opposite has been said. He's supposed to be removing taxes from Social Security. Why would you remove the tax from Social Security then cut Social Security? That don't make no damn sense. But see, since it's Trump and it's the Democrats versus Trump, and people hate Trump, who are mostly Democrats, and I know when people say, Tim, I don't like either party. Yeah, you hate Trump a little bit more though, don't you? Because I could tell, because that's when you jump out the gym. That's when you get the most angry. That's when you start all the activity. 10 years of gaslighting you about the guy has had an impact on you. You're a human being. You're a human being. I get it. It doesn't make sense. Could Trump turn around and try to do it? You know, I guess I can't rule it out that he could try to do it. I could tell you he hasn't done it, and I'm tired of, and I think it's wrong to have older people be worried about their future to that extent every night, just so Bernie and Bernie and Chuck Schumer and AOC and Ayana Presley can fundraise, just so Elizabeth Warren, Shontel Brown, and all the Democrats have something to run on. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's dirty as hell. And that's what's happening. And Michael Singleton, which is a commentator, contributor on CNN, cool brother, very smart brother. He spoke to it today. You spoke to it today and said was basically saying the same thing. They didn't give him much time to actually break it all the way down, but he was saying that there has named the cuts. If you're saying he's going to cut these programs, how much cuts is he doing in name the cuts? They can't name them because none of that's been announced. They have no numbers. They're just taking that $4 trillion mark from programs over the next 4 years and applying it wherever they want and saying, ta-da! And I think it's wrong. Hey, but that's politics. I hope I cleared it up for some of y'all. I gave you a little bit of clarity on what's happening. All right. Hit the like button if that segment made any sense. I'm just trying, that's like a public service announcement with some info, because I just think it's wrong for people to walk around, man. It's not good for our health for us to walk around feeling like we're doomed every second, just so these assholes can run for office, just so these assholes can raise money in their Act Blue fund. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's for. Okay. Next story. Shame on you, Bernie Sanders, for the bullshit. Okay. I got a clip here, to be honest, guys. I don't even know what it is, but I'm going to roll the dice. We're going to find out together. What is this?
How are they feeling?
Yeah, this to me was one of the more shocking figures that I saw. Made me go, wait a minute, hold on one second. Whoa, Americans on Trump and Joe's efforts. Musk and Doge should influence government spending and operations. Look at this. 54%. The majority say that he and they should. How about approve of Trump trying to cut staff at government agencies? Again, you get a majority here. 51%. So yeah, Elon Musk might not be that popular, but these cuts and the idea of spending cuts, at least within the federal government and cutting at government agencies, that actually has majority support. I was truly surprised by this, Kate, but the numbers are the numbers.
Well, there is a view that cuts across Democrat and Republican of people thinking that Washington is too big, bloated federal government, waste, fraud, and abuse. I mean, those are drain the swamp is what people run on over and over again. How do they feel? What do they think they're actually cutting?
Yeah, what do they think they're actually cutting? Democrats want to argue that the type of spending that Musk is cutting is mainly necessary programs. But that comes in at just 36%. The wasteful spending actually wins the plurality here at 42%, according to a recent Washington Post Ipsos poll. And I think that is the reason why you see that when it comes to Musk and Doge, you see, in fact, the majority believe he should have some influence because they believe, the plurality believe, that he is cutting wasteful spending, not necessary programs that Democrats are arguing.
Tomato. I do like Dusk.
That's kind of the point right there, Johnson, is the Democrats are trying to push that they're cutting programs, but not necessarily. Like I said, you could cut your overhead. You could cut people sitting around not doing anything. You could cut equipment costs. You could cut lease costs of whatever. It depends on the expenses that you have. It's just not. So part of the corruption game is you say it requires us $100 million to operate. Yeah, but I bet if you had 90 million, you'd find a way to do it, wouldn't you? And you go, no, I couldn't. There's no way. What about poor Sylvia and Donald? They're not going to be able to eat lunch next week. They're going to be living in a shoebox outside in a park somewhere. Get it? That's the front. This is the cap, right? This is them capping. Nah, if you could run on 100 million, you could find a way to run on 90 million, right? These government agencies are not so strapped that everyone's poor and no one's able to function, and they don't have computers that run. They're all sharing the same Atari 2600, an old-ass Dell printer that only prints black and white and only works on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They don't have no toner. Nah, the government is not a startup business like mine. It's like, oh shit, what I gotta buy? Let me shake the toner up and smack it 3 times. So they have people confused and people fooled that any cuts are gonna be like coming out of these people getting help. Nah, cut the damn salaries and cut the overhead and cut the waste, the fraud, and the abuse. Cut that. It's hard for Democrats to wrap their head around the fact that Americans have been doing bad. Americans have had to make cuts in their own personal budgets. It's only common sense that those people who've had to make cuts in their own personal budgets to survive would expect the government to make cuts in their business budget, in their government budgets the same way. Why is that a crazy notion? So they want austerity for us, but prosperity for the government. And frankly, I think it should be the other way. I think it should be prosperity for the people and the budget and the government be more austerity.
Good Moj, though. I think we need to keep that around. But the definition of wasteful is, I think, what is really starting to come into play.
Correct.
What people necessary to one is wasteful to another. We are seeing that and finding that. How are Americans feeling about the size of the government?
Yeah, so what is exactly going on here? What is sort of driving these numbers underneath? Government is doing too much or too little. Back in 2020, when Trump lost re-election, 54% said too little. By the time he won re-election in 2024, look at that. Too Much won the majority at 55%. It was the inverse. So I think there's this real push from the American public to want spending at the U.S. government to drop, and I think that's part of the reason why they're giving Musk and Doge that majority, at least at this point, when it comes to his influence over federal government.
They're giving.
Yeah, fam. And like I said, man, this is going. This is perfect. I'm glad I went to it after the last segment because I think it ties into that same message that they're gaslighting when they say what the specific cuts will mean. Let me know what you think about this segment, guys. Give me a like if you like the content so far. It's important for us to fight the algorithm. We're trying to get to 400 likes this round. Yeah. We'll see what happens. That's all we can do. We can only see what happens. But I think it would be very unpopular to take away cancer research. I think it would be very unpopular to all of a sudden throw grandma off Social Security. Just, to give Elon Musk a tax break. I think that's crazy. We'll see how popular that is. I don't think that's going to be a popular way to go for the Republicans. Therefore, I don't think that's what's going to happen. But you could say anything could happen, and then you just use that as a talking point because you got nothing else. And I think they get to do that too much. But that's our politics. That's our politics. All right. Donald Trump was in the Oval, and there was a press conference. I want to see what this is. I remember the volume on this is a little low, guys. Cut your mics up a little bit or cut your headphones up a little bit. I want to play this. I didn't get a chance to boost the volume.
Frankly, what Nicole Wallace said, I've never been a fan of hers, and she's not very talented. But I'll tell you, what she said the other day about that young man is disgraceful. She should be forced to resign. And Rachel Maddow should be forced to resign. Nobody watches her anyway. I don't know if it's not possible they pay her as much money as I hear, but certainly she's lost all credibility, both of them. But what they said the other day, they should be forced to resign about that young person who is suffering greatly. Thank you.
Yeah,
frankly, what
I'll tell you guys, I really didn't like what Nicole Wallace or Rachel Maddow said about DJ Daniel. That's the young boy with the cancer, the survivor. Yeah, he's kicking cancer's butt, and he's just a young person with going through a lot, and just like they do at all these, State of the Union addresses, the president invited people to the White House and gave them acknowledgement. He gave him an acknowledgement, and I guess it's tough for the Democrats because they're supposed to be the party of love and the party of we want to do everything for everyone. But they didn't want to give no love to the little black boy with the cancer. And there were other people that they also did not stand for or clap for. A woman who had suffered brain damage due to a volleyball hit from a man or transgender woman. She was there, and no one said anything about that. And then there was someone who Trump helped get free out of Russia or somewhere, and they were released, and no one clapped for that either. An American citizen that was being imprisoned somewhere that Trump arranged for them to be released, and no one clapped for it because it's Trump. It's just politics. It's dirty politics, but this just look really bad. I did a video on the Rachel Maddow, Nicole Wallace debacle, how they treated. It's not just not clapping. The things they said were just vile and disgusting. I'm not even going to repeat it, but I put it in the video. Okay, the things that they said were disgusting, and I know it's, you listen to it, you say, Trump's always, calling people out. He has that knack for going out to people and attacking their credibility, attacking their career when they do something. And I get that. And Trump probably does this. Yeah, he does that more than he should, right? But he was right this time. I mean, I don't see how you justify what Rachel Maddow and Nicole Wallace said. I mean, you got a cancer survivor, and then you start talking about them dying? Like, just to dump on Trump? You know, like, damn. I mean, his family heard that. You know, and I know that DJ Daniel, his dad, responded like, if you're not going to say something nice about my son, just leave him alone, you know? He's been through a whole lot. He don't need you guys, you know, saying negative things about him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you shouldn't have to say that to grown-ass people, you know? Grown-ass people that are in the business or media, you know, who have been doing it for a couple of decades, they shouldn't have to be told, hey, maybe leave a 13-year-old cancer survivor alone. How about not bringing up, you know, morbid scenarios about the cancer survivor? I mean, you know, seems a little insensitive. And that's why it's hard, man, because I know if it would have been on the other foot, and Trump or Republicans would have done that, it'll be a news cycle for the next 3 days. But since it's them doing it, a lot of people never even heard of it. A lot of people never heard of it because it won't get any publicity. Unless if you watch Newsmax or Fox News. Because they're not going to tell on themselves. All right. Last but not least, guys, I got to go to this, and this is going to be fun times, Johnson, fun times. Okay. Hit the like button, guys. We're going into the hardcore part of the show. Man, I'm looking forward to this. This is a controversial part, right? And I'm just going to speak my mind. I'm just going to tell you exactly how I feel about it. It's about Derek Chauvin, the officer convicted of the murder of George Floyd. Okay. And there was some information out there, some I think it was a tweet that was put out, or a response to a tweet or whatever, an X post, whatever you want to call it, Elon Musk and Ben Shapiro, okay? And they were talking about Derek Chauvin. And there was, I think it was Ben Shapiro, to put out this segment saying he thinks that Donald Trump should pardon Derek Chauvin. Now, I heard this type of whispering before. I heard people talking about this a few months ago. Hey, Trump gonna probably try to pardon Derek Chauvin. And I was like, you know, you can't do that. Derek Chauvin got a federal conviction, but he's got multiple state convictions. So Trump cannot pardon you from state convictions, okay? But let's go ahead and watch this clip. There is a conservative commentator by the name of Black Conservative Perspective. Yeah, Black Conservative Perspective. He commented on it, and I want to use his clip and also comment on his comment. So I'm going to react to his reaction. And go check him out because I'm using his content out of respect. Go check the brother out because I'm using his content to do this reaction. But check this out. So this is crazy. I've never done this. Let's see how it goes. So he's going to be talking about, and he's going to talk about Rashad Ritchie and a couple other people. So this is funny. Let's go.
More info as to the racist belief of one, well, Ben Shapiro. Look no further. He's calling for the pardon of Derek Chauvin, the man who murdered and was convicted by a jury of his peers of that murder against Mr. George Floyd.
Okay, I want to stop right there. I want to just say, the racist belief of Ben Shapiro. Okay. The racist belief. That's kind of a strong statement because, you know, I'm no Ben Shapiro fan, but what did he say that was racist? I want to hear this. I want to hear. I'm sure Dr. Ritchie's going to go into what was racist about his comment. Let's see.
Yes.
If we are issuing pardons, however, there is one person that President Trump should pardon from federal charges forthwith. It would be incredibly controversial, but I think that it's absolutely necessary. That person is Derek Chauvin. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chauvin. But when it came to BLM, the inciting event for the BLM riots that caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States, and set America's race relations on their worst footing in my lifetime was, in fact, the railroading of Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd. The evidence demonstrates that Derek Chauvin did not, in fact, commit murder of George Floyd. George Floyd was high on fentanyl. He had a significant pre-existing heart condition. Talk about delivering pardons. President Trump, I think, should really seriously consider pardoning on federal charges. He can't pardon on state charges Derek Chauvin, who was convicted of the murder of George Floyd. As I say, we will be covering this pretty extensively in the coming weeks. Right now, you should go to pardonderek.com and sign our petition asking President Trump to grant justice to Officer Derek Chauvin.
Okay. Wow. Okay. There's so much more to this. Maybe I should let us go further. Let's go further, man, because there's gonna be a lot more said. But I got feelings already about this that I'm ready to go into. But now let's keep going.
Now, who is backing the play? Well, Elon Musk, who decided to repost this in solidarity with such an offensive thought. To pardon a man who murdered a black man while being recorded doing so. Sharon, just when you thought it could not go any lower, they figure out how to knock the bottom out of low and go even lower than that. What say you?
These are punks and fools. They're agitators and gaslighters. That's all this is about.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about the liberal blacks who are upset with Ben Shapiro over the fact that Ben Shapiro is pushing President Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin. Now, a lot of these individuals are now boohoo-whining, crying racism, hate, bigotry against Ben Shapiro for suggesting that Derek Chauvin should receive a pardon for his federal charges. Now, here's the issue with that. The issue is that Derek Chauvin was also convicted of state charges, okay, manslaughter.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro already said that, so we already know that. But okay. Yeah, okay. I guess it's worth restating what he just said, which is true. I think it's beside the point, but let's go.
Second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and therefore, even if he was pardoned by the president, he still would have to face time in state prison. Okay, so effectively, a pardon would not really help Derek Chauvin with his freedom, but at the same time, I personally feel like the president should consider pardoning Derek Chauvin. And one of the reasons why, as Ben Shapiro laid out, has to do with the fact that I don't think that he murdered George Floyd. Okay, I personally believe that George Floyd died due to a totality of the circumstances, mainly the fact that he had heart disease, along with the fact that he had drugs in his body, like, for example, fentanyl. Okay, I think that he was ODing at the time, and it just so happens that he was getting arrested, okay? And Derek Chauvin ended up doing what most police officers do in a situation like that, okay? I don't think he did anything outside of what normal police would do in a situation like that.
No, he did do something outside of what he did. He put pressure on a guy's neck for an extended period of time, which is against everything he was trained to do. So he did do something. Now, I think it's important to say that if these people believe, now a lot of conservatives believe that George Floyd died of fentanyl overdose. I know Candace Owens put out a documentary saying this, and there's a lot of conservatives who believe it. I didn't even watch the documentary. But I'll tell you this, I know what the medical examiner said. Medical examiner said he died from asphyxiation. It said he died from the activity, that George Floyd died from what was done by Derek Chauvin. That Derek Chauvin asphyxiated the sub dual compression contributed to the death, caused the death of George Floyd. That's what I said. Not contributed, but that it was the primary cause of death. Not heart disease. If he'd have just went home, he would not have died of heart disease. Like, you might have heart disease right now, dude. Anybody can have heart disease. Like, it's just clogged arteries. Anybody can have that. Okay? If Derek Chauvin would have just lifted his goddamn knee over George Floyd, we're not sitting here. You don't have to sit there. I don't have to sit here. We don't even have to have this conversation. He did not need to do that to a handcuffed person. He could have let the handcuffed person just lay there handcuffed. He did not have to apply pressure to it. There is nowhere that says you have to apply pressure to somebody that's handcuffed. So, what you know, you can't make a statement like that and be a conservative to your audience, and particularly Black. You can't do that. That's too reasonable. It's too reasonable to say, hey, why come Derek Chauvin just couldn't have done something a little different? I know you like to say that George Floyd really made out, but he didn't. He's dead. So he really didn't win. Okay? He is the victim. He is dead. He is not here. He didn't get any money. He didn't get a holiday. He didn't see the protest. There's no benefit of this from the person who's no longer on this earth, in this realm, walking the planet. Okay? So let's keep going. Because I'm not over. It's going to get more fun.
And George Floyd happened to die. Okay? And I don't think that Derek Chauvin
happened to die. He happened to die. Okay, here's the thing, man, and this is it for me. If you can prove that Derek Chauvin did not cause the death, then you got to go back to court. You know how many Black people are in jail right now who say they were wrongly convicted? The most exonerated people in America are Black. Of course, the Black perspective wouldn't talk about that. But yeah, most of the overturned cases on DNA, on evidence brought after a conviction are Black Americans who are railroaded. But of course, Ben Shapiro doesn't want to take up those cases where Black people are railroaded. There's many more cases of Black people being railroaded, civilians, than there are white cops. Okay? Even if that's what you believe, there are 10 times, hell, probably 100 times more cases of Black people being railroaded to conviction compared to how many white cops are railroaded into convictions. But there is no push, there is no petition to get those cases overturned by Ben Shapiro, and no videos of the Black perspective arguing for it, which I find very interesting, but very much expected.
Chauvin was the main cause of that. Now, some people may find that to be a controversial opinion. Okay, some people may say,
no, just a wrong opinion. It's not controversial. We don't, as a person who's independent, not a conservative and not a progressive at this point, I don't find it controversial. I find it very much what I would expect from you. Because I can't remember, I don't watch you often, but I doubt that you step out of line often. I can't remember, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I would expect you to take the position that you take. I think it's a wrong position, but that's just an opinion.
The Black conservative said that Derek Chauvin didn't murder.
Why are you talking like a slave? And see, this is why I have a problem with the conservatives who make the money with the 95% white audiences, is they tend to do stuff like this, and like I'm over it with the progressives or with the liberals who kind of do the same thing to conservatives. Like I'm over calling them coons and all these things, Uncle Toms, all this stuff. I don't do that, but I also don't do this. I don't rock with the conservatives who do the exact same thing the other way, which is what he's doing. If you got a 95% white audience, why are you doing slave voices to describe people disagreeing with you? Like, where's Chicken George? And why do you need to emulate his voice? When you're imitating white guys, I bet you don't do that voice. When you're imitating the people that mostly watch your content, I bet you don't have that disparaging mockery of them, do you? Of course not, because you know how to keep your money coming in. So it's just, it is what it is. I think it's pathetic. I didn't think it was funny. I would at least hope you had a little bit more skill set with your jokes. But,
Okay, and I don't think that Derek Chauvin was the main cause of that. Now, some people may find that to be a controversial opinion. Okay, some people may say, "Oh,
The black conservative said that Derek Chauvin didn't murder George Floyd. He is sellout. He this, he that."
That's what the race hustlers like the Amazing Bottom and all those, they'll be making videos.
Race hustlers. Nah, man, just because they disagree with you, yeah, I don't know. He's talking about somebody specific, so.
Upset about my opinion on Derek Chauvin. But more so than anything, I believe that pardoning Derek Chauvin sends a message to law enforcement that the federal government is behind you. And I think that
now this is the part I want to comment on. Now, this is as far as I saw this video. And I said I'm gonna use the video. Guys, only about 1% of cases that are reported by cops killing or hurting people ever get to court. Like 1%. This fallacy. And I know it's really good. It's good for business. Like I reported earlier, the Democrats, they try to gin up excitement and try to fundraise off of this idea that that Trump and Elon are going to cut Social Security, knock grandmas off their walkers, and make old men jog for their dinner. Like these are lies. And it's also a lie that conservatives try to float that cops are facing such huge scrutiny. The whole defund the cop thing and all that shit, that was all nonsense, man. At the end of the day, cops, their budgets increased. They didn't get defunded. But they used that language of activists on the liberal space to try to say, oh, we can use this. We can fundraise off this idea. Nah, 1 year you got 100 million, and instead of getting it increased to 110 million, like always, they increased it to 105 instead of 110. They called the decrease of not getting it bumped up 10 million, but only went halfway. They called that a defunding. It wasn't like they were getting 100 million and they cut them back to 80 million. Nah, they just didn't get as much of an increase as they wanted. And so they lied like a rug. And of course, the black conservative won't tell the truth because they want to gaslight their viewers. They want to pretend. They want to lie to their viewers, basically, and make them believe something that isn't true, that benefits them, that gets them riled up, that makes them believe they're up against it and they got to fight the power because those darn progressive lefties are taking over the country. Folks, once again, a cop interaction that leads to a conviction is less likely than getting struck by fucking lightning. Do you know how many cop interactions there are with people? The amount of those interactions that result in harm, and then imagine the amount of actions that result in harm that actually get charged and then actually get convictions. Guys, we're talking about the flying rhino. We're talking about a polka dot rhinoceros. Maybe there was one. There's been a few. There's only been a handful. And this guy and all these other folks in the conservative media space, they make their bones, they make their money off this fallacy. It's garbage. It is garbage. Cops are not under attack. Cops are not under attack. Okay? Cops are not all of a sudden out of favor and all of them are going to no. The occasional cop gets to lose their job, usually asked to resign, and then just go across the street and get another job. I mean, the systems aren't even tied together to stop them from getting another job somewhere else. But this guy, we need to let Chauvin, who did all the wrong things, get, we need to send a message to cops that Trump has cops back. Yeah, there have been some black cops that done some shit. Like beat the hell out of Tyree Nichols. You want to send a message to them too? I'm just asking because I got a feeling your white audience, your white conservative audience don't give a shit about those black cops to beat up that black guy. But I'm just wondering, because they're cops that beat people's ass. Maybe those cops need you to have their back. I wonder if you need to send, Trump. And this goes out to Ben Shapiro and it goes out to conservative black person. Why no videos starting a fundraiser to get those black cops off that, who beat the shit out of and left for dead Tyree Nichols? See, because your audience doesn't care. And it's not a good talking point because they don't care about what happened. And you can't fundraise off of it. Similar to the Democrats. So I just want to show how the Democrats and the conservatives are pretty much the same. It's basically the same thing. And how those talking heads, are pretty much doing the same political maneuvering that we can't stand that turns us off to politics to begin with. I'm going to end it on this, and I think that's enough. But thank Black Perspective Conservative for allowing us to use this video without any problems. I'll say this. If Derek Chauvin, I'm going to throw a bone, and I'm going to say this. If Derek Chauvin was railroaded, I'd like to know about that. I'd like justice. And if he was railroaded, because that's basically the message that's sent from those documentaries and these other statements, is that the entire state of Minnesota conspired to fabricate a lie in order to help the Democratic Party. Now, I would like that to be unearthed. I would like that to be revealed, wouldn't you? I would like to see justice. If that's the case, let's get some justice. Let's see that happen. Because if that happened, that's a very dangerous thing. That we got medical examiners, we have state's attorneys, or, we have all these government officials, people working in capacities that lied, coroners, all these people fabricated and lied about something in order to help a Democratic Party. I think that needs to be exposed. That needs to be exposed. And if that's the case, you should blow that wide open. That should be blown wide open. This should be common knowledge, because today, or this time it was this, it could go the other way, it could go any other way. And, injustice is injustice. And we need to root that out. But that's not what you're talking about, is it? And what I'm saying is you would need a new trial. You would need a new trial. And maybe Derek Chauvin is just like many other black men who will find themselves in jail, wrongly convicted. And if that's the case, I hope the Innocence Projects come to his aid the same way it has to happen with all these poor black people. Yeah, all these poor black people that had to get the Innocence Project to prove them innocent. Yeah. It happens so often. It happens more than it should. But if that's the case, I hope it happens. Because Derek Chauvin deserves to be treated at least as good as a black person wrongly convicted. Let's see if that happens. Because, Ben Shapiro, black conservative dude, with your hat turned backwards. We just want justice, right? My brother. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section, man. Wow. I tell you, there's always something going on, man. It's always something happening. It's the Tim Black Show, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's go to our comments section, fam. And don't forget, if you got a message for the Tim Black Show, you can always leave it by going to asktimblack.com. That's asktimblack.com. And I'll play your message on the air. And I'll probably do it right here, or maybe I have a special segment to play messages. All right. Let's see what we got, fam. Always good times with Black Mamba in the house. Thank you, Black Mamba, for supporting this show. Faith speaks life. Thank you, Faith, for hooking somebody up. That's what I'm talking about. That's love right there. Thank you, Faith. M. Sparks. Papa Naya Shelley became a YouTube member. Thank you, Pop. What's up, fam? Black Mamba came back through with more memberships. Yaya Kids became a member. Thank you, Yaya. Wow. Tito Hornbuckle says they got the two demons to kill that father and 5-year-old baby. Man, I saw that. I saw it. I think they caught him like in Florida, or was it Texas? At a car wash in a subdivision in Fort Worth, Texas. That's it. Forest Hill 2 days ago. Court today in Livingston, Texas. Glory to the Creator, man. I saw that there was a man and a woman. There was a woman driving the getaway car. Horrible stuff, man. Thank you, Tito, man. I appreciate you, bro. Man, I'm trying to tell you, Johnson. Trust No Party came through. Thank you, Trust No Party. Elizabeth, thank you once again, Elizabeth, for doing what you do. Thank you for supporting this show. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, we just got to keep going, y'all. We just got to keep going, keep going, keep going. I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Those who became members, I appreciate you. You know, let's jump in the comments real quick, guys. I want to jump in my comments and see who's talking. We need 40. We need 46 likes to get to 400 likes, guys. Could everyone hit the like button? Folks on Twitter or X, could some of you guys come over and hit the like button? We need to get to 400 likes. We need to get to 400 likes. Facebook. God, man, I remember when Facebook used to be a major platform. I had to take Facebook to court. You know that? I had to take Facebook to court to get my money out of them. It wasn't even a lot of money, guys, but it was the principalities. You know what I'm saying? How you going to take from a creator? And the bad thing about Facebook, guys, was they send you a receipt telling you how much they owe you, and then they send it to you. They sent me a receipt telling me how much they owe me, and then they say, we're just not going to pay you. I was like, what? Oh, you're going to pay me? Oh, you're going to pay me? It took 2 years. I had to sue them. This is back during COVID. But I guess that made me persona non grata in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? I guess if you sue a company for money that they owe you, that they ran ads on and made money off of, I guess they no longer want your content to do well. You know what I'm saying? I guess they feel a certain kind of way about that. But anyway, if you're on Facebook, guys, come on over, hit the like button here on YouTube if you could. That'd help us a lot. Same thing if you're on X. I tell you, man, it's hard out here, man. It really is. These people are crazy. How you gonna tell somebody I owe you $1,000, whatever? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just not gonna give it to you. I'll tell you, boy. It's crazy, ain't it? What else? Yeah, what's going on? Who's here? Black Mamba, hit the like button. Quince Randolph, thank you, Quince. Yo, thank you, guys. Anybody got anything, any questions? I'll hang in here for a second for you folks. You know what I'm saying? I'll hang in for a second. See if I got any questions. What's up, Tobias Grove? Phenomenal says, Greg from the Black Conservative perspective showed himself to be fraudulent with all that bunny hopping for Ben Shapiro, who's flashing his anti-black terrorist card. Yeah, you know, Phenomenal Hebrew. You know, yeah, like I'm trying to understand, like, don't get me twisted now. If you're going to tell me that there was a grand conspiracy to railroad Derek Chauvin, that should be exposed. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, if there was a conspiracy to railroad you, Phenomenal Hebrew, and I found out about it, I'd want that to be exposed. Okay? My thing is this. They're not calling for that. They're calling for him to just get pardoned, and I don't rock with that. Nah, and yeah, Black perspective, making it sound as if, I don't know, that George Floyd just happened to die, just unlucky, coincidence. It's just coincidental. Well, that's not what the medical examiner said. You know what I'm saying? And if you're saying the medical examiner lied under oath, then something needs to happen. Something needs to happen with that, right? Right? I think something should go down. Like, it shouldn't just be a lie under oath. You mean to tell me you feel that the medical examiner, and there were multiple autopsies, and the family had an autopsy, and the state had an autopsy, and, the prosecution had an autopsy. You mean to tell me that everybody lying? That's a lot of lying. And if that's the case, some people it's going to be, should be a lot of people going to jail, right? People need to be held accountable. But they're not asking for being held accountable. They're asking for Trump to step in, Daddy Trump to step in and make it okay. And that ain't okay with me. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? That makes sense. We need 31 more likes. Buck really says we need 31 more likes, y'all. 31. Come on, I got 31. I got 30 people watching that didn't hit the like button yet. Hit the like button for me, guys. Let's get to 400 before we bow out. Thank you, Peter Rossi. Thank you, Peter Rossi. Delcy says COVID was the cover-up. Peace all good, peace all good, peace all good. Someone said Cat was on CNN. What? Cat was on CNN? I got to cover that. I got to cover Cat on CNN, y'all. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. Much love, Valerie. We need self-sufficient communities. Grow your own food. Strong flower, number one. Tom says, I don't even log into Facebook anymore or Instagram. I feel you. Yeah. Ebony said he's the type to talk shit about Black people to get ahead. It's his favorite content to make. Yeah. 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 That's crazy, man. It's the easiest content to make. It's the easiest way to win over an audience. A certain demographic of an audience. You know what I'm saying? It's the easiest content to make. I saw that Candace Owens interview with Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. was doing his best way to explain why he was interviewing Candace Owens without challenging her on any of her past statements. And that is further than Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club went. They brought her on and act like she didn't have any backstory. It's just pathetic that, and don't get it twisted, guys. We have media is such a dirty game, right? And it's such a cutthroat game. And it's like, when you Black in this media game, that's always the angle for you, right? And it's always available for Black people to throw Black people under the bus. It's always there. It's always there. It's there for me. It's there for anybody. And I think it's only right to hold those people accountable, even when they come to their senses, because they had their senses the whole time. They were just thinking with their wallets. And I think if you're thinking with your wallet, you should be held accountable, because people suffer because of it. But it's not in a vacuum. It is because of the way media operates. And it's because of the appetite of the audiences. I'm not excusing it. I don't do it. I will not do it. I criticize Jasmine Crockett, right? But I made a career criticizing Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar and Joe Biden. I'm more on the ideology. ideological side more so than the color of the person, the race of the individual. You know what I'm saying? I'm more on that because I'm more anti-Democratic Party than I am anti-Black person. It's just my audience tends to want, if they don't see a Black person in the thumbnail, a lot of times people don't even want to watch my content. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So it's not, it may appear to some, oh, you keep going after this sister. She's the most popular Democrat, one of the most popular Democrats in the country. And she puts out a whole bunch of content. It's hard not to cover her. You know, I talked a lot about Dear Hughley. He ain't a Black woman. At least I don't think he is. Right? You know what I'm saying? But he was very vocal during the elections. It wasn't, I haven't talked much about him because he's been mostly quiet. It's not like I go out there, and I'm just speaking for myself, that's all I can do. It's not like I go out my way to go out to these people. It's like every day I get up, I look at what's going on, and if you're not making news, you can't be talked about. But here goes another thing a lot of people don't get. People that make news want you to talk about them. They don't want you to win, but they want you to talk about them. I want people to talk about me. It's how you win in media. If people aren't talking about you, good or bad, you're a loser. You want people to talk about you. That's another thing people don't get. You know, everybody puts out content, wants people to talk about the content. That's why they put it out. If Jasmine Crockett didn't want us talking about her dancing to the Kendrick Lamar song, guess what? She never would have posted it. No one hacked her and put it out. She put it out. She even put a name. She even had a script signature on the bottom of it promoting herself. They had T-shirts on that they were selling that they're showing off in a video. And still, I got people that are just falling for the okie doke. Why are you going after her? She wants me to, Goofy. That's how this works. She don't want me to score a knockout blow, though, but she does want me to go after her. So that's just how the business works. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I don't get mad when people talk about me. There was a time I did because there'd be a bunch of lies. But if I don't know you, say whatever you want. I don't know you. Like I can't hold you. I can't hold you accountable for your opinion when you don't even know me. You're saying stuff. How close are we, Buck? I know Buck gotta go to bed, man. Black Mamba and Buck gotta go to bed. I'm keeping them up past hours. The dance was cringe. It was cringe, Daniel. Someone says no press, it's bad press. There you go, Cat. Look at Buck. Buck said 189. Thank you, Buck. I appreciate you. Majestic. Ebony, right. 10 likes, 9 likes. You could have been a Michael Steele. I don't know what that is. Jasmine Ratchet Crockett deserves to be called out. Man, all of them deserve to be called out. But yeah, she is doing so much. Jasmine is sellout getting paid to do nothing. Yeah, she's doing something. She is keeping the Democrats relevant, even if it is, you know what I'm saying? She's keeping the Democrats relevant. That's what she's doing. Even if it's irrelevant. if that makes sense. What she's doing is irrelevant, but it's keeping the Democrats relevant. Who else is making news on the Democrat side of the ball? Bernie Sanders. Folks, I'll be honest with you. Nobody cares about AOC anymore. She has dropped significantly. I don't know what she's going to do to come back. I think she's hoping that her dust up with Holman, Tom Holman, is going to help her. You know, saying I'm gonna help them. I'm gonna help the illegal or the undocumented migrants stay in the country. Maybe she's thinking that's going to help her for 2028 or 2026. I don't know. But right now, she did it in the doornail, baby. Like people not even looking for AOC no more. So Jasmine Crockett, Walkie says, I'm blacker than Jasmine. You know the thing about Jasmine that gets me, man, and I think we're closer to 400, a little bit further. She grew up very well off. So she is just cosplaying like an around the way type sister who grew up a certain type of way from a certain type of, economic background. And that ticks me off because I'm just being myself, guys. Right now, this is just me. You know what I'm saying? She's not being herself. She's dumbing it down and acting ghetto and ratchet to try to appease certain people. Jasmine Crockett, she went to a school in Missouri that was $35,000 a year. This was not college. This was her day school, okay? $35,000 a year. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't go to school for $35,000 a year in the 5th grade, in the 6th grade, in the 7th grade, in the 8th grade. You don't graduate from Rutgers University and then act like you can't talk. To me, it's disrespectful for her to then try to talk like, I don't know, like she's somebody who just got a GED. And then put on these airs and do all this stuff. It's like she is a stereotype. She's fabricating a minstrel show to help the Democratic Party, which says a whole lot about how the Democrats feel about black people. God bless the sisters who have been in my mentions on X complaining. God bless the brothers that have been in my mentions on YouTube, comment section, complaining. If you think that's okay. Like I said, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? I got, whatever your educational background is, whatever your environmental background is, be yourself. But what I'm saying is, when you dumb it down on purpose to look like to present yourself as if you are unintelligent, that you are a person who lacks certain skill sets, even though you went to school and you paid a pretty penny for it. I find that like you like being a caricature, and you're being a caricature not of yourself, but of black women in general. You understand what I'm saying? And those same black women are defending her, but they don't really know that she's mocking you. You're a joke to her. Get it? She's playing you. Literally cosplaying. She is assuming a role, playing you. And you're defending her because you think that's really who she is. No, that's not who she is. Her parents spent more a year for her to go to school than your parents may have spent on your entire education because you went to a public school. And that's just 1 year. You understand? So, nah, man, I think it's wrong. I disagree with it. And I think it shows what I've been trying to tell people. And it's okay if they don't know. I'm going to stick to my guns. I believe the Democratic Party is more racist than the Republican Party for a reason. There you go. It takes me back to Joe Biden, what he said about Barack Obama. He said Barack Obama was the first clean, well-spoken black man running for president. He meant that shit. All right, guys, I think we're at 400. I want to thank everybody for hanging in there with me. Look, I may be mean sometimes, but I mean well all the time. I mean well all the time. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Lip smacking honey child. Now, they don't get it, Evan. They don't get it. And sometimes, I got to remind myself not to get upset about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Ebony? Because I get upset about it because I don't like seeing black people get played like that. You know, but they coming from a good place. They think they're defending somebody who's like them. You know what I'm saying? They're defending someone under false pretenses. They think they're defending a sister who means well, who comes from where they come from, who's had her back against the wall. They create this scenario. They got a narrative that they've created in their heads about Jasmine Crockett, which just ain't so. It's not based in reality. Nah, she come from a well-to-do family that had paper, that has paper. People, you know, and this is all, it's a joke to her. She's cosplaying. She puts on her black girl Halloween costume and then comes out and performs. And you're the joke. You don't see it. I see it. And it ticks me off. And I ain't gonna let it ride, even if you think it should. All right, guys, I got nothing but love for you. Remember, like I always say, don't let anybody take your cornbread. Please keep your cornbread. I'm fighting to help you keep your cornbread. All right? Fight for me, I'll fight for you. We'll fight for one another. And with that, I got to say, man, as I always do, where are all my ladies? They should be asleep. I love you, Mrs. Black. Peace, y'all.